In this video, I'll demonstrate how to create a bar chart. So on line 1 of my code, I bring in the library ggplot2. But first, I'll create the bar chart using the built-in R function called barplot, and then I'll demonstrate the equivalent using the ggplot2 library functions. So the dataset I'm going to be using for this plotting is the mtcars dataset. So what I'm going to look at, I'd like to get a count of the V or S, the V engine or straight engine, by the number of cylinders. So I want to know how many V8s we have, or straight 8s, or V6s or straight 6s, or V4s or straight 4s. And I'd like to have a bar plot or a bar chart where these counts are stacked. So I'm going to create a table with these counts. So on line 5, I have vs underscore sil underscore count. And I assign that to table of mtcars $vs and mtcars $sil for the number of cylinders. So if we create this table and these counts, we see that we have the first row 0. So these are the V engines. So the 4-cylinder engine has 1, the 6 has 1 V engine, and the 8-cylinder engine has 14 V8s. Then for the straight engine, for row 1, we have 10 straight 4s, 4 straight 6s, and no straight 8-cylinder engines. Now let's plot this. So on line 7, I create a bar plot. So this is the built-in R function. I specify the table vs underscore sil underscore count. Our main argument is the title of the plot. So I'm going to call this V or S engine by cylinders. The xlab or xlabel is cylinders. The colors, so I have col equals the vector created by the function c with the character strings red and green. And then the legend is the vectors with v and s, which stand for the V-shaped engine and the straight engine. So if I execute this bar plot, we get the V or S engine by cylinders. So on our cylinders, on the horizontal axis, we have 4, 6, and 8 cylinders. The red coloring is for the V engines. So you can see there's one cell colored for the 4-cylinder engines, and then the rest is green. And with the 6-cylinder engines, part of it is red, and the other part is green. So the first part of the red represents 3, and the green represents 4. And then the 8-cylinder engines, well, they're all V8s, so there's 14 of them, and that's what gets plotted in our bar chart. Now let's look how we can do the same thing using the ggplot2 library. Now the ggplot2 can't take the table of values that I had directly